We're starting Unit 7 today. So here are the skills that we're going to be learning. We're going to add and subtract polynomials. So you're probably like, what? What is a polynomial? So that's a brand new word. So I'm going to show you in our vocabulary what a polynomial is. It says the sum of monomials. Well, then you're like, wait, what's a monomial? Okay, let's go back. This is something new too. So a monomial is a number variable or the product of numbers and variables. So see this? 3x squared y? That's called a monomial. So whenever you have them lined up with addition or subtraction, then that's called a polynomial. We have a binomial. Binomial means two, like bicycle. A trinomial, like tricycle, 3 tires, if you think about it. Polynomial is just any sum of monomials. So just a string of numbers with variables and exponents all kind of lined up with the adding and subtracting. So that's a polynomial. To write it as a mathematician, what we want to do is we want to list the terms in order from greatest to least by their degree. Their degree is the exponent. So you want to look at these exponents, see how this is 3, 2, this exponent would be a 1, and then this wouldn't have an exponent at all. So you want to list it in order of how big the exponent is. And you go by descending order. So greatest to least. Okay, seems kind of out there, but we're going to do some examples so you see what exactly we're doing here. All right, adding polynomials. So remember the term for adding is also called the sum of polynomials. So go ahead and add that word there. In order to combine like terms, you must have the same variable and exponents. It's not okay if they just both have x and y, or just they both have x. They have to have the same exponent also. So if they're both squareds, you can combine them. If one's a squared and one's not a squared, you can't combine them. So let's look at this. We have those terms. So what I like to do is I like to underline them or circle them according to them being like terms. So since this is just adding, we don't have to do anything but remove the parentheses for the first thing. So let's go ahead and rewrite it without the parentheses. So all I did was remove the parentheses because the parentheses didn't make any change to it because in front of this was a plus. So removing parentheses. After you remove parentheses, you're going to find your like terms. So to find like terms. And combine. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Some of y'all like to color code. If you have colored pencils or colored pens that you want to use, you can. I'm just going to underline, like I'm going to do a bracket around my x squareds like this. And those are the ones I'm going to combine. Then I'm going to do like squigglies underneath, just our y's. Then I'm going to circle just my constants. So let's go ahead and combine these. There's nothing in front of y squared, so I actually need to add a 1 there, that understood invisible 1. And I need to combine the coefficients. So I need to do 1 minus 2. So it's a negative 1. Keep my y squared the exact same. So I just combined those. Now I'm going to do just the ones that have y's. So I'm going to put little squigglies like this underneath the y's. Now I have 3y minus 6y. So if you want to, put in the calculator, 3 minus 6. So it's negative 3, keep my same y. And then 7 plus 5. And I keep the sign with the constants. So go ahead and do that. 7 plus 5. So I'm going to put plus 12. Now I just look back over it and make sure I'm done. There's nothing else to combine. So go ahead and put a box around it. All right, that's it. Let's go to example 2. It's this plus that. So there's no change if I rewrite it with parentheses or without parentheses. So if you want, let's go ahead and rewrite it. 5x squared plus 3y squared minus 3xy plus 4 plus negative 3x squared plus 6xy plus 1. So this step isn't 100% necessary. You don't have to do this step. When we get into subtraction, we do, because we have to distribute the subtraction sign or the negative sign. All right, let's look for like terms. I'm going to do x squareds first. So I have a 3x squared and a 5x squared and a negative 3x squared. So 5 minus 3 is 2. Then I'll do my y squared. That's the only y squared. So I don't need to combine it with anything. So just carry it down. Then I'll do like a little arc underneath the xy's, because those are like terms. So I have a negative 3xy and a positive 6xy. And guess what? If it's xy or yx, if they reverse it, they're still the same thing. They would be considered like terms, just so you know. So we have negative 3 plus 6. If you need to put that in the calculator, do it. Negative 3 plus 6. It's positive 3xy. And then circle your constants. 4 plus 1, so plus 5. Put a box around it. So make sure, the reason I do all of this, it's called annotating. I put things on different ones to make sure I use them all and I don't leave anything out. That's the main reason. Okay, put a little line underneath here because we actually have to do one more example after that one. So example 3 is a triangle. And we're going to do one more after this. So it says, find the perimeter of the triangle. So how do you find perimeter of a triangle? Yeah, the outline. All we're going to have to do is add the sides. That's it. So it's the same thing. So I'm going to do P equals, this is all going to be added up. So I have a 9B, a 12B, and a 12B. So instead of me writing it out, I'm just going to go ahead and add it because it's on that triangle. So I'm going to do 9 plus 12 plus 12. I'm just adding the B's. So it's 33. B, don't forget that B. And then we have constants. Go ahead and circle those constants. So we have 8 minus 8 minus 8. So we have a positive 8 and then 2 negative 8s. Negative 8. Let me just look and see, do we have to do anything else? Nope. That is it. So perimeter of a triangle is pretty simple. Okay, what about perimeter of a rectangle? So find the perimeter of the rectangle with sides 3x minus 1 and 4x plus 2. I'm going to draw a little rectangle here. So a triangle has 3 sides, a rectangle has 4, but we only have 2 sides. How is that? Yeah, they're the same. Like opposite sides are equal on a rectangle, remember? So this is going to be 2 sides, and this is going to be 2 sides. So the perimeter is going to be 3x minus 1 plus 3x minus 1 plus 4x plus 2 plus 4x plus 2. I mean, we could probably do that a little simpler, right? Double the length, double the width, and then add them together. That's really what we're doing. So let's combine like terms. Look at all the x's, put the little bracket thing underneath. They're all positive too. So I'm going to do 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4. 14x. So P equals 14x. All I did was add those up. 3 plus 3 is 6. 4 plus 4 is 8. 6 plus 8 is 14. And then you have your constants. So negative 1 plus negative 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. There's nothing more to combine, so we're done. You will glue this in on the next page, and your assignment is on quizzes. You do need to show work on paper